This is Lugudowski of WeAreChange.org out here in Queens with the one and only Weev. Now, Weev, you recently had a 41-month jail sentence by the federal government because you exposed AT&T and their incompetence. You just recently got out. How did that happen?
The Federal Appeals Court of the Third Circuit said that the government didn't have a leg to stand on in their case. They either strongly implied that there wasn't any legitimacy or completely just ripped apart every single one of their arguments. So there was nothing that their indictment stood on. It was fictitious in of its entirety.
It definitely was, because you never hacked anything, you never did anything totally illegal, and the jury was compromised of people who didn't even have emails. I mean, people, the case was insane. I'm finally happy you're out, but there's a lot of news going around today with a notice that you sent the federal government. Can you tell me the notice that you sent?
Yeah, I sent the federal government an invoice for the approximately 3 years, a little over, of my time that they stole based on lies. And I bill at 1 Bitcoin an hour, and they owe me 1 Bitcoin for every hour that they deprived me of my liberty. So it comes out to a little over 28,000 Bitcoins that they currently owe me. So I plan on filing liens upon their properties. They are seditious criminals and traitors to the United States Constitution. And if there were any integrity left in the judicial system, they would be facing charges themselves for the criminal level of misconduct that was in my trial.
Yes, and they definitely do have Bitcoin since they seized them from the Silk Road. But what's the legal jurisdiction with this? What's the legal parameters that people should understand with what you're trying to do?
I believe that anybody that is harmed by the government and by agents of the government through fraud and violence should be entitled to restitution. That they stole my time, they stole years of my time, and they need to reimburse me for that time. That's fair. That's reasonable, and yeah, that's what I plan on pursuing one way or another. I will get 28,000 Bitcoins of value from the government one way or another.
Now, your prosecution was definitely political. It was meant to send a message to any people out there in the open source and the internet community that if you embarrass us, you will go to jail. And you're perfect proof of doing that, because you exposed AT&T for their incompetence, for their security holes, and they threw you in jail for something that they should have paid you for, should have hired you for, and it makes no sense. And they used, just the most absolute incompetent kind of information about you to persecute you. But it's good that you're out. What's next for you now?
I'm probably writing a book. I'm starting a hedge fund, TRO LLC. The business model is basically what I've been doing for years, which is expose problems that corporations have in regards to information security and privacy, and short their stocks and monetize in that manner. So our first offering is in late August, and that'll be fun.
Awesome.
I'm psyched about it.
What made you start a hedge fund?
Well, there's really right now, insofar as let's say you're a software exploit developer, right? And you develop a software exploit, then the only way for you to monetize that exploit is to sell it to the government. And we know what the government does with software exploits. They use them to illegally spy on people. Yep. And I don't want to assist the government in illegally spying on people. I want to assist the consumer in making informed purchasing decisions. So if you find the right kind of issue, through publicizing that issue and creating a public relations problem for a given company, you can sometimes affect the market value. So I want to create a system where people can ethically come forward, disclose a security vulnerability, disclose a privacy issue, get paid, and not have to do the wrong thing and help the government in criminal activities and violations of people's Fourth Amendment rights.
Sort of like a Better Business Bureau, but actually a real Better Business Bureau that actually protects people. Recently, Comcast had a bunch of problems with the information that came out from Edward Snowden, with NSA officials going into routers that were being shipped to people, and they were putting specific spyware on there that would track and do everything that they can. Is there any other incident that sticks out to you prior that you're looking at, that you're like going after or looking for?
There's not. I mean, I'm looking for web application vulnerabilities in companies, and there's definitely a specific profile of company that we're looking at very, very closely, but it's not. It's really looking for opportunities, and we're not necessarily biased towards the profile.
Is there anything else you want people out there to know? Is there any way people could support you? Is there any way people could find out more about you?
You can send me bitcoins. It's in the essay I posted today, and yeah, that'd be great.
Weev, you're awesome. I'm happy you're out of jail.
Me
Best of
too.
luck with your hedge fund. Best of luck. But government, pay up.